After watching the first video on AI persona creation, you might realize that creating personas within an external data science team is quite complex. Data science capabilities are extremely scarce, and many marketers hope that using publicly available language models, such as ChatGPT, can do the job with a simple prompt. However, these are language models rather than actual knowledge models. They may sound impressive, but validating their output becomes crucial since these models tend to hallucinate. In the following section, we compare the outputs of well-known language models to the insights generated by our system to highlight areas that require close attention. Keep in mind that these outputs are solely trained on public data, so valuable insights based on internal data cannot be considered. We use the following prompt in various public language models, and it goes like that. Create a complete buyer persona profile for the most significant customer segment of Salesforce Marketing Cloud users. The persona profile should contain the following sections: demographics, a bio, a section on the persona's needs, pain points and emotions, which Salesforce Marketing Cloud features are most important for the persona, interests, personality, communication strategies, and ad types. Also, give me the percentage of the size of this customer cluster. For example, one output from ChatGPT produces a persona called Sarah Marketing Pro. According to this output, Sarah Marketing Pro is a marketing professional between 30 and 45 years old, identified as female, and living in an urban and suburban areas. She works as a marketing manager or director in medium to large enterprises, primarily in industries such as e-commerce, technology, and finance. The persona's bio describes Sarah as an accomplished marketing professional with over a decade of experience, passionate about leveraging technology to enhance marketing strategies and leading a team in a competitive environment. Her needs are summarized as the desire for a comprehensive marketing solution that seamlessly integrates and automates multi-channel efforts, enabling targeted personalized communication, streamlined campaign management, and robust analytics for data-driven decision-making. Her pain points include fragmented data from disparate tools, inefficient campaign management, a lack of personalization, difficulty in tracking ROI, and limited scalability. Emotionally, she's eager to find a solution that simplifies her tasks and empowers her team despite feeling frustrated with the disjointed tools currently available. The output further lists the most essential Salesforce Marketing Cloud features for someone like Sarah, including Journey Builder, Email Studio, Audience Studio, and Social Studio, along with additional features such as Advertising Studio, Analytics Builder, CRM integration, Mobile Studio, and personalization tools. The persona also specifies interests, communication strategies, ad types, and even claims that Sarah represents approximately 30% of Salesforce Marketing Cloud users. So what are your first thoughts? It all sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And exactly that is the problem. It sounds good, but is it also true? To validate this output, we generated additional prompts, researched the Salesforce customer base, and trained proprietary models specifically on this case to compare the outputs. The results speak for themselves, beginning with the segment size. Understanding the importance and size of each customer segment is an absolute basis for allocating resources, right? For instance, ChatGPT was asked to define additional customer sizes for Salesforce Marketing Cloud users, and its output listed multiple segments with percentages that, with added together, exceeded 100%. One segment was labeled as representing 8% of healthcare marketers, yet the actual customer segment size in healthcare is only 3.1%. We can take this even further by examining actual demographics. According to a report by Start.io, 72% of Salesforce users are male, while the largest customer segment defined by ChatGPT is female with 30% representation. If such information is taken for granted, marketers might end up basing their campaigns on completely false assumptions. Another example is the ad type preferences. Some AI models can identify ad preferences based on personalities. In our case, when we asked ChatGPT to clarify its definition for ad preferences, the response was, I must clarify that this information provided in the persona profiles, including preferences for ad types, is a generalization based on common trends and preferences observed in marketing practices. It is not specific knowledge about an individual like named Sarah or any particular user. When we see the word generalization, it raises concerns, especially since modern marketing efforts aim to move away from generalization towards personalization. We also questioned the model on how it defined personality traits. The response was that the personality traits provided are generalized representations based on common characteristics associated with individuals in certain roles or industries, and not derived from specific data. This answer is a bit suspicious. When further asked which model is used to define personality traits, ChatGPT stated that it does not use specific psychological models or frameworks like the Big Five or Myers-Briggs, and that its responses are generated based on patterns and data on which it was trained. In other words, the system outputs generic, scraped information that is highly susceptible to bias. When it comes to personality, such generalizations are problematic, and if someone in your company raves about Myers-Briggs, it might be wise to take a close look at our other video about psychographic models. The final part we should highlight is the section on the most essential product features. For many marketers, this information is crucial because it guides what to emphasize when selling the product to a specific customer segment. The problem is that the output tends to list standard features, and when similar prompts are issued for other segments, the results are nearly identical. This is no true personalization in the output. And it gets worse. After re-entering the same prompt in ChatGPT again, it produces different demographics and required product features. A clear case of hallucination at its best. To compare, here is an output of using Google Bard language model based on the same prompt. The persona is named Marketing Savvy Entrepreneur. According to this output, demographics indicate an age range between 35 and 55 years, with both male and female individuals holding at least a bachelor degree. They are described as owners or CEOs of small to medium-sized businesses in various industries with a strong presence in North America and Europe. The bio tells us that Sarah Jones is the co-founder and CEO of a successful digital marketing agency, passionate about leveraging technology to drive business growth and actively engaging in the marketing community. Her needs center on finding a marketing automation platform that is easy to use, scalable, and affordable, with features including email marketing, social media marketing, and lead nurturing. Her pain points include a lack of time, ineffective marketing campaigns, and inconsistent brand messaging. Emotionally, she's ambitious, empowered, and frustrated with her current marketing efforts. The output also highlights the importance of Salesforce Marketing Cloud features like email marketing, social media marketing, and lead nurturing. Additionally, it provides details on her interests, personality traits, communication strategies, ad types, and even estimates that this customer segment represents approximately 40% of Salesforce Marketing Cloud users. What are your first thoughts? Better or worse? At least the system chose the name Sarah, right? However, when we dissect the different components, all the details are very generic and sometimes simply false. For instance, consider demographics. A model describes a segment as male to female between 35 and 55, and owners or CEOs of small to medium-sized businesses. Yet, actual demographics for Salesforce indicate that 53% of users belong to large corporations with more than 10,000 employees, and 32 belong to companies with 10 to 10,000 employees. The numbers just don't match. We then ask for the remaining customer segment sizes, and the output was as follows. Digital marketing professionals 30, marketing focused executive 25, tech savvy marketers 15, and marketing driven startup 10. Adding these percentages together reaches 120% of the total market representation. Something is off, right? Based on over 400 persona projects, customer segment market representations, typically vary between 10 and 25%. When you think about it, having 40% representation for one persona implies that 40% of all customers share the same pain points, requested features, or personalities, which is highly doubtful, right? Don't get us wrong. Large language models are fantastic and make marketers' lives much easier. However, for purposes like these, we highly recommend maintaining a healthy level of skepticism. The same applies to certain external vendors that use AI to create buyer personas. Some vendors offer buyer persona creation SaaS solution for just a few dollars, but something is off there. Generating data-driven personas requires a vast amount of computational power and data analysis, which simply cannot be achieved for a minimal fee. The results again speak for themselves. For example, one tool that generates personas based on Google Analytics and public data identified that the largest customer cluster is being female, 32 years old, and working at a marketing agency. Once again, far removed from reality. In conclusion, while public language models can generate detailed sounding persona profiles, their outputs must be validated carefully. Their reliance on generic public model and public data can lead to misleading or incorrect insights, which may result in marketing campaigns based on false assumptions. For truly accurate and actionable customer personas, we recommend leveraging proprietary data and specialized models, and always maintaining a critical perspective on the output provided by public language models and low-cost external vendor solutions. So as usual, thank you for watching, and in the final video, we will give you an example of a proprietary AI model that gathered public data on Salesforce Marketing Cloud users. A specific knowledge graph was created for this, and we wanted to show you how to overcome the hurdle of hallucination and incorrect insights. So if you like this video, as usual, thumbs up, we would appreciate it. If you have questions, reach out to us on LinkedIn, our website, or down in the comments, and see you in the next video. Thank you.